Hello and welcome to Hump Day. I'm talking again today about the off-the-track horses, and this applies to off-the-track standardbreds and thoroughbreds. And I said that I'd take you into the training today, so I'm going to do that. So here we are on the main page of the Kandoo Equine training. So if we go to My Library, for those of you that are members, just click on My Library, and that's going to take you, when you put your username and password in, that will take you into your courses. So whichever courses you have here, you might have the Kandoo Fitness, Eat, Ride, Love, or you might just have the free training tips. Anyone can sign up for that. Go to the horse training course. And on this will give you all the different courses that you've got, all the different modules. If you go to the second page, where are we? Off the track. Here we are. So this course is specific for those off-the-track horses. Now, why have I made a course just for these horses? And the reason is that we need to untrain quite a lot of things before we start training these horses. So what I've done with this module is give you an overview. This video here discusses the various issues that the off-the-track horses have, why they're different. Most of them are to do with the fact that they've never really been involved in the learning process. They're very much pushed and pulled around and forced into doing things, and things aren't explained to them. So we have to then take them back and teach them simple pressure release exercises, such as the give to the bit work. So this is really important because these horses have been desensitized to pressure. So mostly the bit pressure, they've been so desensitized to it because the jockeys hold on to a lot of pressure when they're riding, and it's meaningless for the horses. So it's really important that we resensitize these horses to pressure. So that's a really good first thing. Also, you'll even find this first video here is about bridling the off-the-track horse. Quite often they've been muscled into that as well. So if your off-the-track horse is head shy, it's possible that it's been ear twitched to be bridled, and that's something that we need to retrain for the horse. The good thing about the Kandoo Equine online training, when you apply it to these off-the-track horses that have really a poor history of training, for us, very useful if you want them to go fast and basically, repeatedly use their flight instinct as a response. But if you don't want that, which you probably don't if you're here, the good thing is that once you do involve them in the learning process and you show them that they can make the pressure go away, they're very, very responsive. So when you first start give to the bit, it's amazing to see these horses go, oh, wow, if I just move my head here, my foot here, all that pressure goes away, and suddenly it's meaningful for the horse. I've used two horses here throughout this module to show you how to do it with two different horses. The horses I've used are very different. This one here is called the Pillar of Hercules, and he raced as a stallion till he was 6, I think, and he was then gelded, after which he went back to racing and broke down, and he came to me. And the other one, and he was much easier, I thought, than the other horse that we used. The other horse had a longer racing career, but then he also had some experience after racing where he was used as a therapy horse, and this is him here. I don't think that did him a lot of good either. We couldn't put him in the round pen because he thought he was going to be chased. So it's interesting in that we've got two very different horses, and yours will, probably resemble one or the other. But I wanted to give you an example of how different they might be. So we go through the long reining. Now, if you've got a standardbred, of course, this is going to be a much simpler exercise for you because they're already used to having all that equipment on them. And so you won't have to do so much in the habituation process. The thoroughbreds, it will be quite new for. We teach them hips to the fence. I've got a first and a second ride, and then an arena ride with a client riding. So we go through the process. Of course, all the lessons that these horses are learning, you'll find in the main training itself. So the first thing we're going to do will be this very first module, the engagement zone. Getting that horse's attention, getting that horse to relax and engage with learning is so important. And that's what these horses have been denied. That's why it's important to take them right back to the beginning. Then we teach give to the bit. And that is basically teaching them about relaxation and pressure release. It is that simple. Yes, you do end up with the horse that is round and what people call on the bit, but that's a sort of byproduct of what we're really after. What we're really after is relaxation and go forward. We then move them to the shoulder control in the same way as we would any other horse. If you've got a standard bred, of course, the first saddling is going to be important for you. And this will include, teaching your horse hips the fence and, of course, the first mounting as well. For both the thoroughbreds and the standardbreds, do look at the saddle fitting lessons, because I've got Tony Flynn in there, who's an expert saddle maker, and he goes through the process of fitting a saddle. So even if you don't have a saddle fitter, if you've got a saddle and a horse, and these horses do often have very high withers and are quite difficult to fit, these lessons will enable you to go out, look at your horse with your saddle and make a judgment. Does that fit or doesn't it fit? It might not be perfect, but it will certainly give you enough information so that you can go out and say, oh, actually, I think I need a saddle fitter. I think I need an expert here. Long reining, short reining, all great foundation exercises, and all things that are going to be very useful for your off-the-track horse, because by the time it's gone through these modules, what you've developed is not only a fantastic bond with your horse, not only your horse is working in that bubble of communication, in the engagement zone, but you've got this fantastic foundation with which to move forward. So after you've done those foundation lessons, then it's time to work on your stops and your stop and back up and your canter work. Especially important, of course, for the standard bred. These horses have been purpose bred not to canter. So, there is quite a bit of work to be done in that module there. Anyway, I do hope that was useful for you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow with Throwback Thursday. I'll see you then. Bye.